What's going on? It's SFT. We're talking about none other than the Minnesota Vikings, and a decent portion of this video will be just based on their performance against the Green Bay Packers this weekend. So let's get into the damn video. Make sure to subscribe, please. Subscribe, man. I need the subscriptions. Don't forget to like the video. Looking into this game, what a good performance by mainly the Minnesota Vikings. Green Bay, I guess you showed a little bit of heart, but similar to last game, down 28-0 going into the fourth quarter. Nothing much to take out of that game other than the fact that you can score on this defense. But the issue isn't scoring on this defense late in the game. It's about scoring when you need to score in the first quarter, in the second quarter, in the third quarter, being able to generate yards, points, successful drives that you don't leave empty-handed in some of them, such as the 4th and 2 drive in the second quarter where they left empty-handed rather than leaving with a touchdown. We're going to get into all of that, but we got to start off with the Minnesota Vikings and this damn defense. What a impressive performance, holding the Green Bay Packers 10 points going into the fourth quarter. 7 of those points was mainly because of the Sam Darnold interception. If he didn't throw that really poor interception, they would have had to go the length of the field, and they would not have been successful in getting that touchdown. They might have gotten a field goal, but they would not have been successful with a touchdown. But what an impressive first 3-quarter performance from this Minnesota Vikings defense. Similar to the last game they played against each other, a really dominant performance from this Minnesota Vikings defense. And what did they do so great? They did so many things great. I thought their disguising of coverage, like always, was elite, but I love the blitz packages they brought. I love the 5-man rushes, sometimes bringing an extra blitzer, whether it be a safety coming straight down through a B gap or coming off the edge, or you can have a corner coming off that edge too. I found that they had so many different looks they were giving the Green Bay Packers, and we went through play after play after play. We went through sequence after sequence after sequence of this Green Bay Packers offense that looked absolutely inept. I wrote down some notes about this game. I didn't have much to say about the Green Bay Packers offense, and that speaks volumes how good the Minnesota Vikings defense was in that first half. We're talking about the first quarter. They started off good. The Green Bay Packers, at least they got a field goal in, but after that field goal, you're getting into drives where you're getting penalties, you're getting holding penalties, you're getting false starts, where Jordan Love wouldn't be making a good throw, wouldn't be making a good read, or I wouldn't say much receivers. I thought the receivers caught the ball a large portion of this game, some missed throws overall, and not just that, just everything was discombobulated. Like, Minnesota Vikings found a way to just consistently stifle this offense, and they always looked overwhelmed. That's something that I found so impressive. For the first 3 quarters of this game, I thought to myself, this offense looks so overwhelmed, and that speaks volumes to the Minnesota defense. Now we're going to get into that fourth quarter because not the best similar to the last game, gave up a lot of points in that fourth quarter. I don't take it as that big a deal because in that fourth quarter, look, they're going to be going gun-ho, getting the ball down, and eventually they're going to start making plays, man. You can't expect a team like the Green Bay Packers to just not make plays, and to me, they consistently made plays in that fourth quarter. That's not an indictment on the fact that the Vikings can't close out a game. No, it's hard to close out a game against teams like this. It's hard to just leave them with 3 points or leave them with 10 points and just a beatdown. It's very difficult to. They're going to put up a fight. They're going to get some touchdowns. They're going to get some good offensive drives. And you saw the players, their reactions after they scored touchdowns. The Green Bay Packers got up, passed the ball, gone to the sideline. We got to go get another touchdown. We got to go get another touchdown. And they knew this is nothing to be happy about. A really poor offensive performance from the Green Bay Packers in those first 3 quarters. In the fourth quarter, it's really difficult to test the defense in terms of how good are they when in that fourth quarter, yes, you want better results, but you know a team's going gung-ho. You know they're going to be pushing the ball downfield. There's going to be extra aggression. There's going to be sometimes better play calling, and that falls on the head coach and the offensive coordinator. Better overall play calling, and they hit. I thought Jordan Love played excellent in that fourth quarter. I thought Jordan Love in the last 5 minutes played very good. He was making some elite level throws. He looked like he was so much more comfortable, and I mean, you're playing from 2 scores down, so it's a lot easier for you to look comfortable. But still, if you're the Vikings defense, don't take that last 5 minutes as something to be really disappointed in. Now, let's get to this Minnesota Vikings offense. What a good performance, man. Other than the Sam Darnold interception, which I thought was terrible, it gave Green Bay an opportunity to get back in this game. He really could have just shut them down and killed the game, but outside of that, I thought they were excellent. Man, some of the play calling I was seeing, not just in terms of the pass plays, but we're talking about the run plays, being able to consistently generate 3, 4, 5 yards rushing in. I'm looking at this Green Bay Packers defense, which looked elite the last 5 weeks. Absolutely elite, looking below average against the Minnesota Vikings. We're talking about this Minnesota Viking offense putting up 372 passing yards, 69 rushing yards, which doesn't look like the best, but you're able to still control the clock through the air, making some really good reads. I thought for a large portion of this game, Sam Darnold played very good. And we talked about, a lot of people want to talk about Sam Darnold in terms of getting a new contract or what has he become this year. We're talking about a guy who's been very mature, very intelligent. He's had his downfalls. He made a video talking about how he's starting to tick down. That last Jacksonville Jaguars game that they played was so poor. He was so bad in that game, and the last couple of weeks starting to pick up his performance against the Falcons, play better. Last week, I think they played last week. I forgot who they played against. Let's just say it was the Bears. Bears played good. A lot of teams, they played a lot better, and if you're the team like the Minnesota Vikings, they're peaking at the right time. Defensively, you look great. Like, this is the best you've looked defensively. And one thing I don't like about the approach towards Minnesota Vikings is, and this is mainly to the media, is I don't know why, but they have this thing about just downplaying what they are. They're a great defensive team that are able to consistently generate pressure through either a 4 to 5 man rush. They have excellent coverage with really good players. And most importantly, they have a great coordinator, man. They have a great defensive coordinator who's constructed a system to shut teams down at times or to heavily stifle their offense. We need to just highlight that. And then we can look at their offense. We look at the stars, Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, that really good offensive line, Aaron Jones, Sam Darnold, TJ Hawkinson. They got some dogs. They got some dogs on offense. They have a really good offense. Their third and fourth wide receiver are very good. This is a good football team with a great head coach. I don't know why we don't give them enough credit, and we have to sit there and say, who do they play? What do they do? What do they do this? There's teams that have far more fraudulent schedules and so much more questionable things about them than these guys right here. I can't lie to you. The Bills is a good example. Outside of a beaten up, injured Detroit Lions team, and who else? And you know what? They got a good win against KC, even though KC offensively has been quite disappointing last. They were decent against the Steelers, but outside of the Steelers, disappointing the last couple of weeks, right? What good performances have we seen? They got blown out by Baltimore. They lost the Houston Texans in not a great fashion, right? What are we talking about here? Like, they have better wins in a far harder division than the Buffalo Bills. I just don't understand that. I can't wrap my head around it, you know? Like, what are we talking about? But I don't appreciate the media's overall coverage of the Minnesota Vikings. They've been excellent this year, and we got a big game next week in Detroit. Can't wait for it. Now, getting to the Green Bay Packers, really poor. Really, really poor, man. I was just so disappointed in their play calling, really. I at times looked at Jordan Love and thought to myself, this guy's just overwhelmed. He doesn't know what's going on. Minnesota looked like they were on time in terms of their tackling, in terms of their rushing. If they were to rush 4, they can get to him. If they can rush 5, they can get to him. They can definitely make him leave the pocket at times. And I looked at their coverage on the back end. I don't have the all 22, but their coverage on the back end was sticky, really tight. They struggled to get open. And that first, second, and third quarter to me, especially that second and third quarter, was really disappointing from a Green Bay Packer fan. Like, the fact that we went up there to Minnesota and yeah, we put up a fight towards the end, but similar to the last game, like, what does putting up a fight towards the end mean? Is that like a participation prize? No. I want to go out there and I want to get a good win. I want to go out there and play a full 24. And I want to go out there and win this football game. There is no point in this football game where I thought to myself, the Packers are going to win this football game. There's no point. You know, if you feel the life of a football game, they weren't having great drives. They were giving up a little too much pressure. Guys weren't getting open that well, other than Romeo Doubs. And I looked at this offense and thought to myself, this is an underwhelming offense today, man. The run game wasn't that great. And that's the thing about when you play against elite defenses, you don't look that elite. Like, this Green Bay Packers team looked elite the last couple of weeks, the way they've been steamrolling teams, and they got that reality check, that punch to the chin that they really needed to say, yo, you're not the top dogs here. So if the Green Bay Packers could go into next week against the Bears, who have a really good defense, put up a really good offensive performance, I'd be very impressed, because last time they played against the Bears, they put up a poor offensive performance. Now let's get to their defense. I was disappointed in terms of the coverage. I thought some of the coverage isn't too bad. You know, the Addison touchdown was, to me, good coverage from the safety. He just didn't know what to do. Like, you're put in that position, what do you do? Outside of that, I thought their coverage on Justin Jefferson for a large portion of the game was good. I thought their tackling was good, but just really good play call. Better play calling offensively than it was defensively for the Green Bay Packers. And It's not a good feeling performance. You know, the way they got that first down too towards the end of the game to steal the game off, having 3 out of 4 plays be pass plays, right? Looking confident, getting the ball down. It was just looking confident, knowing they're going to get a first down. It was just really disappointing and disheartening in this Green Bay Packers defense. They can bounce back next week against the Bears, but well, we got to get ready for this playoffs because you know who you're playing against most likely. You're either going to play against the Lions or you're going to play against the Vikings. I believe they're going to be not the last seed. They might be the last seed. I don't know. 11-5. Green Bay Packers. They play against the Bears. We'll see if they're the last seed. I don't know if the Packers played against the Commanders yet, but I don't know which one is above who. But you might play against the damn Vikings. You might play against the damn Detroit Lions, and you're not built for that. Those are 2 guys you lost to already. We're going to get to that second. If we look at the NFC West for the Green Bay Packers in terms of them playing against the NFC West, I feel far more comfortable playing against the Rams. You played one of your worst games offensively against the Rams with that terrible Jordan Love interception, and you still won. You're so much of a better team than the Rams. And yeah, people could say, oh, the Rams were injured, they weren't on a roll. Man, the Rams offensively are garbage. I'm not trying to hear none of that. I saw them against the Cardinals. They look like hot garbage. They got a lucky interception. This team is disappointing right here, but it's better than the Seattle Seahawks because you saw what the Green Bay Packers did to them too. I think the Green Bay Packers swept. Yeah, they swept the NFC West. The Green Bay Packers did sweep the NFC West, but whoever they're playing against the NFC West, they should feel very comfortable and they should take care of business. That's really all I have to say for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe. Take care. Peace.